final part of ISRO Space Applications under Technician B Electronics previous year question paper with detailed solution. The exam held in 2018. Up to question number 70, we discussed in the last 3 videos. So consider question number 70. Dash is used for critical loads, but temporary power failure can cause a great deal of inconvenience. Answer is option B, UPS. UPS is used with a critical load like hospital intensive care unit, where a temporary power failure can cause a lot of inconveniences. An interruptible power supply (UPS) is a device that allows a computer to keep running or at least a short time when the primary power source is lost. It also provides protection from power surges. In UPS, the AC from the main power is transferred into DC. This DC is continuously charging the battery. The DC output from the battery is fed to an inverter that converts it into AC output and supplies to the equipment. This is a block diagram. Rectifier, inverter, battery, SPO, all are the blocks. Rectifier. It is an electrical device that converts alternating current AC which periodically reverses direction to direct current DC which flows in only one direction. The process is known as rectification. Battery. It is a device consisting of one or more electromechanical cells with external connections provided to power electrical devices. Inverter. It is an electronic device that converts DC to AC. It is used in UPS to convert DC current in storage batteries to AC power supply in the absence of AC main supply. 71. Which of the following material has the highest dielectric strength? Answer is option A, glass. Dielectric strength is the ratio of the permittivity of a substance to the permittivity of free space. It is an expression of the extent to which a material concentrates electric flux and is the electrical equivalent of relative magnetic permeability. Dielectric strength or constant of different materials. For dry air, dielectric constant is 1.00059 and dielectric strength is 3 × 10⁸. For bakelite, dielectric constant is 4.9, dielectric strength is 24 × 10⁶. Fused quartz, dielectric constant is 3.78 and dielectric strength is 8 × 10⁶. For soft rubber, dielectric constant is 6.7 and dielectric strength is 12 × 10⁶. For nylon, dielectric constant is 3.4 and dielectric strength is 14 × 10⁶. For paper, dielectric constant is 3.7 and dielectric strength is 16 × 10⁶. For polystyrene, dielectric constant is 2.56 and dielectric strength is 24 × 10⁶. Polyvinyl chloride, dielectric constant is 3.4 and dielectric strength is 40 × 10⁶. Porcelain, dielectric constant is 6 and dielectric strength is 12 × 10⁶. For glass, dielectric constant is 5.6 and dielectric strength is 14 × 10⁶. For silicon oil, dielectric constant is 2.5 and dielectric strength is 15 × 10⁶. Strontium titanate, dielectric constant is 2.33 and dielectric strength is 8 × 10⁶. Teflon, dielectric constant is 2.1 and dielectric strength is 60 × 10⁶. For vacuum, dielectric constant is 1 and for water, dielectric constant is 80. In the given circuit, if resistance 6 ohm is opened, the voltage drop across 4 ohm resistance will. Answer is option B, decreases from 4.8 volt to 0 volt. Voltage across 2 ohm is 12 volt. That is across a parallel resistor connected parallelly to a voltage source. The voltage is 12 volt. Therefore, current through series resistance R ohm and 4 ohm. I equal to V by R. That is 12 by 6 plus 4. Which is equal to 1.2 ampere. Therefore, voltage across 4 ohm resistor is V equal to I into R. We get 1.2 into 4, 4.8 volt. As 6 ohm resistor is open, there is no current flowing through 4 ohm. Therefore, voltage drop 4 ohm across 4 ohm is 0 volt. 73. Primary difference between PNP and NPN amplifier is, answer is option D, polarity of source voltage. PNP switches on by a low signal whereas NPN switches on by a high signal. In PNP transistors, the P represents the polarity of emitter terminal and N represents polarity of base terminal. 74. What serves as the cathode in a common dry cell? Answer is option C, carbon electrode. A dry cell is a type of electric battery that is commonly used in homes and portable electronic devices. The cathode is a central carbon graphite rod surrounded by a carbon manganese dioxide mixture, and the dry cell is made up of a zinc container that also acts as an anode. The cathode of a dry cell is made of graphite or elemental carbon. Graphite is used in the cathode of dry cells because it conducts electricity without participating in a chemical reaction. In the following figure, the equivalent resistance between P and Q will be. Answer is option B, 2 R ohm. Consider the circuit. We can redraw the above circuit as like this. R1 and R2 are series. Similarly, R3 and R4, R5 and R6, R7 and R8 are also series. Then the new circuit. After reduction, RA equal to, which is R1 plus R2, that is 2R. RC, which is equal to R3 plus R4, which is 2R. RB equal to R5 plus R6, which is 2R. RD equal to R7 plus R8, which is 2R. Here RA and RB are parallel. Therefore, RAB equal to 2R into 2R divided by 2R plus 2R. We get RAB equal to R. Similarly, RC and RD are also parallel. RCD equal to 2R into 2R divided by 2R plus 2R. We get RCD as R. The new circuit becomes like this. RAB and RCD are series. Therefore, the equivalent resistance between PQ is R plus R, which is 2R ohm. 76. Calculate the effective capacitance for the following circuit diagram. Given C1 and C2 are 20 microfarad and C3 is 15 microfarad. Answer is option C, 25 microfarad. Consider the circuit. C1 and C2 are series. Therefore, C12 equal to C1 into C2 divided by C1 plus C2, which is equal to 20 into 20 divided by 20 plus 20. We get C12 as 10 microfarad. C12 is parallel with C3. Therefore, C effective equal to C12 plus C3, which we will get 10 plus 15, 25 microfarad. 77. In a series circuit, the current is, answer is option C, constant. In a series circuit, the current that flows through each of the component is the same, and the voltage across the circuit is the sum of the individual voltage drop across each component. 78. When you increase the resistance in a circuit, the flow of electrons will be decreased. There is inverse relationship between the two variables, resistance and current. As the resistance increases, the current decreases, provided all other factors are kept constant. Materials with low resistance, metals for example, are called electrical conductors and allow electricity to flow easily. 79. Which of the logic is slowest? Answer is option A, RTL. The resistor transistor logic RTL circuit is one of the basic logic circuit in digital logic families. It is a bipolar saturated device. The RTL logic is popular because of its simplicity. The RTL circuit consists of resistor at inputs and transistors at the output side. Transistors are used as the switching device. RTL family is characterized by poor noise margin, poor fan out capability, low speed and high power dissipation. Due to these undesirable characteristics, this family is not using nowadays. Note: parameters and of TTL, ECL and CMOS families. Fan in. For TTL it is 12 to 40. ECL and CMOS it is greater than 10. Fan out. For TTL it is 10. For ECL it is 25. For CMOS it is 50. Power dissipation in milliwatt. For TTL it is 10, for ECL it is 175, for CMOS it is 0.001. Noise margin for TTL 0.5 volt, for ECL it is 0.16 volt, for CMOS it is 1.5 volt. That is noise margin is lowest for ECL and highest for CMOS. Propagation delay in nanosecond, for TTL it is 10, ECL it is less than 3 and CMOS it is 50. That is propagation delay is lowest for ECL and highest for CMOS. Noise immunity is very good for TTL. For ECL it is good. For CMOS it is excellent. 80. When PN junction diode is forward biased, width of depletion region decreases and the diode offers low resistance. When a PN junction semiconductor crystal is brought into close contact with an N-type semiconductor crystal, the resulting arrangement is called PN junction diode. The figure shows this PN junction diode, narrow depletion width. Forward bias, when a negative terminal of the battery is connected to N side and the positive terminal to P side, then the connection is called forward bias. In forward biasing, the applied voltage V of the battery mostly drops across the depletion region and the voltage drop across the P side and N side of the PN junction is negligibly small. It is because the resistance of the depletion region is very high as it has no free charge carriers. In forward biasing, the forward voltage opposes the potential barrier. As a result of it, the potential barrier height is reduced and the width of the depletion layer decreases. As forward voltage is increased at a particular value of the depletion region becomes very much narrow, such that a large number of majority carrier can cross the junction. 81. In a forward biased transistor, IE equal to IC plus IB. Forward bias on the emitter to base junction causes electrons to flow from N-type emitter towards the base, not bias to base. This condition formulates the emitter current IE. While crossing the P-type material, electrons tend to combine with the holes. Generally very few and constitute the base current IB. That is, the emitter current IE is the sum of base current IB and collector current IC. 82. If separation between two plates of a capacitor is increased, its capacitance will decrease. The capacitance of a capacitor, the capacitance of a conductor is the ratio of charge Q to it by a rise in its potential V. That is C equal to Q by V. A parallel plate capacitor consists of two large plain parallel conducting plate of area A and separated by a small distance d. C equal to epsilon naught A divided by d. Unit of capacitance is farad. From equation 1, it is clear that the capacitance of capacitor is inversely proportional to the distance between the parallel plate capacitor. Hence, if the distance between the parallel plate capacitor is increased, then the capacitance of the capacitor is decreases. 83. Rating of a battery is usually expressed in answer is option D, ampere hour. An ampere hour is the amount of current a certain battery can supply for a certain period of time. If we have ampere hour rating of the battery, we can compute how long the battery will last while supplying a certain current. The ampere hour rating of a battery is given by multiplying the current amperes by the discharge time hours. Bridge shown in figure is balanced with R1 equal to 1000 ohm, R2 equal to 10 ohm and R3 equal to 5628 ohm. The value of unknown resistor R4 will be, answer is option C, 56.28 ohm. The Wheatstone bridge has 4 resistors R1, R2, R3 and R4. A source is connected across one pair of diagonally opposite points A and C. This is called the battery arm. Between the other vertices B and D, a galvanometer G is connected. This is called galvanometer arm. Balanced bridge. The resistors are such that the current through the galvanometer is 0, Ig equal to 0. The bridge is said to be balanced when deflection in the galvanometer is 0. That is, no current flows through the galvanometer. In the balanced condition, R2 by R1 equal to R4 by R3. That is, R1 R4 equal to R2 R3. Substituting the values of R1, R2 and R3, we can derive the value of R4. That is, we get R4 as 56.280 ohm. Binary addition 1 plus 1 plus 1 gives. Answer is option D 1 1. That is 0 plus 0 gives sum is 0 and carry 0. 0 plus 1 gives sum 1 and carry 0. 1 plus 1 gives sum 0 and carry 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 gives sum equal to 1 and carry equal to 1. In digital counter, which counts in decimal is called? Answer is option B decade counter. A decade counter is also known as modulo 10 counter as it has 10 states. It requires 4 flip-flops to construct a decade counter. If the input to a modern counter is frequency f, then output frequency is f by n. For an n flip-flop counter, the total number of states is 2 raised to n. That is, it counts from 0 to 2 raised to n minus 1. The largest number that can be stored in the counter is 2 raised to n minus 1. To construct any mode counter, the minimum number of flip-flop required is modulus less than or equal to 2 raised to n, where n is the number of counters. 87. What causes the piezoelectric effect? Answer is option B pressure on the crystal. The deformation of the crystal on application of pressure which causes charge separation within the crystal is the cause of the piezoelectric effect. On application of a force resulting in a deformation of the crystal, the charges on the crystal will tend to separate such that one end will be positively charged and the other end of the crystal will be negatively charged. If the crystals are oriented accordingly, we can cause efficient charge separation which can be tapped by connecting the arrangement through a closed circuit, and this will thus cause flow of current through the circuit. 88. Which electromagnetic device uses brushes and commutator? Answer is option B a DC generator. Answer. Commutators and brushes are used on all DC generators and DC motors. They are also used on some AC motors such as repulsion, synchronous and universal motors. All generators produce a sine wave or AC current when the rotor turns in the magnetic field. The commutator on the DC generator converts AC into pulsating DC. 89. Output voltage of a typical thermocouple is, answer is option A less than 100 millivolt. A thermocouple is a device for measuring temperature. Thermocouple, also called a thermal junction, thermoelectric thermometer, a temperature measuring device consists of two wires of different metals joined at each end. One junction is placed where the temperature is to be measured and the other is kept at a constant lower temperature. It comprises two dissimilar metallic wires joined together to form a junction. When the junction is heated or cooled, a small voltage is generated in the electrical circuit of the thermocouple which can be measured and this corresponds to temperature. The output from a thermocouple is small, the order of millivolt for a 10 degrees Celsius temperature difference. The last question of this video and this section is 90th one. The distance that a signal's energy can travel in the time it takes for one cycle to occur is called the signal's. Answer is option C wavelength. The wavelength is the distance a wave takes to complete one cycle. The number of cycles or times that a wave repeats in a second is called frequency. Frequency is measured in the unit hertz, referring to a number of cycles per second. Amplitude is the maximum displacement or distance moved by a point on a vibrating body or wave measured from its equilibrium position. Period is the amount of time it takes to complete one full revolution of a waveform cycle. The higher and faster the frequency, the shorter the wavelength. Thank you.